It's Tuesday, October 19th. I just got back. Um, well, I might as well. This is the story that I just thought it was interesting. There's somebody at work that has an unusual name. I've heard it before, but and I've seen it in print at the store, and I've never heard anyone call her by her name. I've heard people call her by name, but it's not what's in print. So it's like, are people calling her by the wrong name, or is it in print incorrectly? Because it is a less than common name, though I have heard it before. Very obscure reference, I think. But I think I first discovered it or came across it from a reading from a Halloween episode of the old podcast I used to listen to. I think it's still around, called How Stuff Works. And every Halloween for a few years, they might still be doing it. Josh and Chuck would do a Halloween episode. Well, actually, all of October would be Halloween-related stuff, or occult or spooky, or different things. Anyway, one year, probably about 6 or 7 years ago, they did a less than what's the word? Popular or noteworthy, but still part of the collection. They did a reading of Edgar Allan Poe's story, Berenice, which I'd never heard of or listened to, and I listened to them. It was a good telling. It was a little bit, it might have been, scary at the time or unsettling, and maybe it still is, but nowadays it's more just like, oh, okay. Yeah, I guess we're just kind of used to that sort of thing. But it is still disturbing imagery, and I can understand that back then it would be more so, to talk about that sort of stuff in broad daylight, And the story had to deal with some elements of, I think the word was monomania, where somebody's obsessed with something, one thing, and they also had like narcolepsy and episodes where they just weren't aware of the passage of time. And then also some elements of grave robbing and mutilation of the dead. Yeah, and some other things. There's just some, yeah. So anyway, and this was back in like 1832, I think is what I just read, that Poe published it, or, in some thing at the time, pamphlet or literary document. And anyway, so Berenice, and this young woman, her name, as I read it, as it is spelled, is Berenice. And so today, just because I felt like, it's like I want to say hi and be able to like say hi, but I don't know her name, and I don't want to call her by the wrong name and be rude, because I've heard people call her Bernice. Bernice is an okay name. There's nothing wrong with the name Bernice, but I saw her name in print was Berenice, and I like the name Berenice better. So if I want to call her by name, I want to call her the correct name. I don't want to call her Bernice if her name is not Bernice. So instead of like trying to figure out ways to not say somebody's name, which I had been doing for months, just anything to not say somebody's name, like hi or hello there, anything like that. So today, just went out of my way just to settle it for myself, peace of mind. One less thing to have to think about or wonder about. I just went over, and I was like, I have a question. And I was just like, what did I say? I said something about, like, whenever I go to get tags every week, I see your name is written as Berenice. Is it Berenice? And yeah, I think I just said it like that. And she was like, yes, yes. But a lot of people mispronounce it or call me Bernice, which I'm just used to, is what she said. And I was like, okay, well, Berenice, it's a good name. I like it. I like it better than Bernice. I'm glad to know. And anyway, you know, I've seen her around for a long time. This is at least 6 months or longer. And, you know, she's nice. She's friendly. I knew that she wouldn't be offended, or at least I had a pretty good sense that she wouldn't take it, you know. Anyway, but then I went on to tell her about that the reason why you know, and I told her about the story. Of course, I didn't remember any of the plot. I just remembered that there was a story by Edgar Allan Poe from the 1800s called Berenice, and I remembered that it was a spooky story, and it was probably a little bit. And then she mentioned that it was, you know, it's okay. Her birthday was November 1st, so you know, she, you know, it seemed like okay to have a spooky story around. You know, maybe that was part. Who knows? That. But she mentioned that she was gonna go look it up. Well, I don't know if she is or not, but yeah, it's a disturbing story, and to be named after the person in the story that's got the name Berenice, it's like, oh, I don't know if that's exactly complimentary, or it's like, maybe it's not something, I don't know. There's nothing wrong with the character, besides that, you know, yeah. So anyway, that's her namesake. That's where her name comes from. And my little story is about, I will probably, well, who knows? I give myself, you know, it's like, I get to be the one that she remembers, you know, that introduced her to the story, that introduced her to, you know, another Berenice. Because I've never heard the name in any other context or any other reference. Not that there isn't one. It might be a family name. She never mentioned it, whether or not it was a family name. It could be a family name. So that's possible too. I hadn't thought of that. So let's hope that's the case. And it's just a tradition of passing down a family name. But as far as in literary works, Berenice, that's the only reference I know of. Doesn't mean that there aren't any others. It's just the only one I've ever come across. Not that I am wise in the ways of the literary world. Far from it. But anyway, I just thought that was strange and very awkward. I just, you know, just thought the whole thing. And then, oh good, you know. So, other than that, you know, everything's just kind of normal, I guess. I guess tonight, going into tomorrow morning, will be the I guess it's a waxing gibbous full hunter's moon tonight, into the full moon tomorrow or something like that. And so it might be cloudy, it might be clear, I don't know. But yeah. I thought about taking a picture this morning when I looked up, but then I was like, it's not quite full, and I didn't feel like taking photos. So, and I have plenty of photos. So, I don't have much else. I thought about going for a run after work today, and then I was like, it's kind of chilly out, and I don't really, you know, my knee is still being weird, but it doesn't hurt unless I run, you know, too much, I guess. And even last time I still ran 3 miles on it. It's like, yeah, my knee hurts, but I can still run, just not. But if there's a zombie apocalypse, I'm in trouble, so I just better take it easy, you know. But I'll still try to run on it every so often, just to see what. I don't want to lose whatever progress I made since this past March when I started running again, which is going to happen no matter what. Going into the winter, when it's really cold, I'm never going to want to run. Well, hardly ever, probably. But we'll see. Running in. No, we'll see. We'll see. If my knee starts feeling better, it's already been 2 days since I ran last. My little 3-mile run on Sunday, I think. Yeah, Sunday after work. So it's been 2 days, and my knee doesn't hurt. So it's like I could run, but I know as soon as I got out there, it'd probably be like, yeah, it's still. So I don't know what's wrong with it, but try to take it easy on it. Give it a couple more days, just to play it safe, I guess. But I do a lot of running around at work anyway. It's like an exercise gymnasium that I don't have to pay for. So, moving at a brisk speed nearly at all times. So, anyway, I don't really have anything else to talk about. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But yeah, I've got a lot of things going on, but I am making notes, but things are up in the air, and I kind of am unsituated at the moment. I'm not sure of my place. Maybe I read too much into everything and created too much out of everything. Seemed to me, seemed right, seemed real, seemed like a possibility. It still does, but I have trouble reconstructing. It's like, how did I get to where I got to? I don't remember all the little, but I just can make entire just swaths of logic to just destroy it all. Just, oh, it was about the entire time. And I might have provided some seed crystallization for being able to express certain thoughts and feelings. But it was never about me. It was always about them, or the idea, or the construct, the imaginary. And it was, I can never fill the role of the imaginary person, or the person unattainable. Because they are, for all intents and purposes, a real person. But it's a fiction fantasy. So that's how it appears to me. And I am allowed to have my perspective. And it doesn't mean I'm right. It doesn't mean I'm wrong. And no one should really pay any attention to me anyway. I'm just a guy in a room somewhere talking to himself about things that seem to matter to him. But for all, the rest of the world does not care. And everything keeps on moving along, with or without me. So it's best not to get too fixated on one thing. There's a lot more going on. So I might be better utilized or appreciated elsewhere, doing other things. But for right now, I'm still trying to sort it out. It's like what I've been doing this past year, how I've been writing, how I've been thinking. It was good. It was excellent emotional practice, emotional experience, as I am far from any sort of maturity in that regard, just from having no practical. It's all been imaginary. Maybe that doesn't count. But it's all real. It's just not, it's imaginary, but it is real. Because I can, so, I don't know how to word it. And I never got tricked, and I never was deceived. Everything was up front. I just saw what I wanted to see. And I believed what I wanted to believe, to be able to allow myself to write how I wanted to write, and to be the person capable of doing what I was doing. And it's like, when that belief gets shaken, then all of a sudden I don't know how to write, like how I was writing. It's still there, I still can, but it's just kind of, I have difficulty with the self-hypnosis and getting into that trance-like state. That's why it's like no one can ever meet the person that writes, because they just can't be met. I don't know what it looks like, but I can just sit there in the dark for hours. And I'll read it the next day, and it's like, did I write that? Well, it looks like, yeah, I guess so. And yeah, I've gotten some really good writing, and that's one thing that I've heard, and I think I agree with, is liking to be around people that bring out the best in you, or bring out a side of you that you like. You know, that's always there. It is a part of you. That's something I can't lose that. So it's like, no one can take that away. That's me. It's just, it was a part of me I didn't know, or a part of me I didn't recognize. And that got kind of disturbed to waking. Dang it. And there are just parts that I just can't put back to sleep. It's inconvenient that I get stuck with these now woken feelings and thoughts, and they need acknowledgement, and I get to be responsible for them. So I still do, hope they're doing okay. And I hope I didn't scare them. I kind of think that's what happened. I got a bit too real. And who knows? I don't know them. I've said that before. I do not know this person. And I think I got too real and too direct and too off the page. And that was scary. So I'm supposed to, I think, was supposed to have stayed in my little realm where I can be, appreciated, viewed, and monitored from afar, as a fictional person, kind of a real person, but far enough away that we never have to worry about having to, it's like stay there. Don't want you to become more real. So, and I wanted to be more real, but so there was the difference, I think. I wanted to be more real. They didn't want me to be more real. They liked me exactly how I was, and I chose to be more real or something. I don't know. It's confusing, but somewhere in there's miscommunication, misinterpretation, all that stuff. Fun times, good times. So, anyway. Nature of the relationship changed, I guess. Well, it changed a long time ago, and I just, withdrew. So, and of course, the recent behavior and whatever, all that stuff. I have no idea exactly what all that is about. So, I hope they're taking care of themselves. That's probably my greatest concern, is that they're not taking care of themselves, and they are in touch with people that know them, that know what is normal to them, what is normal behavior, what is so if there's anything going on dangerous, that somebody is stepping in and helping them and talking to them, not letting them get too sad, not letting them get too angry, not letting them get too alone. Because those things can kill. Maybe not right away, maybe not directly, but slowly. Like torture. Worse than directly. And then also throw in like any sort of substance, of any kind, that can just compound pre-existing issues. And it doesn't solve a thing. Trust me. So it's like the best thing about myself this way is it's about facing reality and dealing with it, even when I don't like it. So, even though I have difficult times and I still struggle and all that stuff, I still enjoy this reality versus the one I had before. Some strange sounds. I think my downstairs neighbor has something. I don't even know what that is. But anyway, I should probably go. I still am looking forward to, I hope, seeing more of their poetry, more of their writing. I'll be continuing my writing. I'm just on a pause right now on collecting my thoughts And, this works too. It's like, it's usually whenever something happens, that's when I'll have something to write about. But nothing's really been happening. It's just kind of the dead zone. Though I did have an interesting piece a couple days ago. Oh, and before that. I've been writing a good bit. So, I don't know. Anyway, I should go. I don't have anything left. Yeah. And the hair is still very, very long. But you wouldn't know it. But it is. Yeah. Definitely the longest it has ever been. In my entire life. It's like, when am I getting it cut? I don't know. I'm going to have to do something with it eventually. It's been 2 years. 2 years. It's crazy. So, anyway. Like I said, it's October 19th. I wish I had more to say. Well, actually, scratch that. No. Careful what I wish for. I will have something to talk about. It's inevitable. It is an eventuality that I will have something to talk about. And it won't be good, or it might be excellent. It's hard to say, but life continues. This little blue planet. Just in this vast cosmos, and all this stuff that we make up that we think matters. But on a greater perspective, whatever happens on this entire, it's like, it doesn't. That doesn't provide me much peace, though, because I still gotta live here. I've still gotta be. So it's like, trying to make the best of it, I guess. While I'm here, might as well. So, I'm doing a better job than I used to. I can take some solace and comfort in that. So, anyway, okay.